this one has 10 equal pieces. And because it has 10 equal pieces, then I need to acknowledge that this whole part right here is a whole. And I'm even going to write that. That's a whole. Well, if I'm writing a fraction or a decimal and I have a whole amount, that whole number, Francisco, gets to stand all by itself, right? So I'm going to record that as one whole standing all by itself for the fraction, and one whole over here when I write my decimal. Now, Noah, how many equal pieces were in that whole? 10. And here is one extra piece. So my denominator is now 10, but I have one extra piece shaded. So what is the numerator of this fraction? Jaden, what is the numerator going to be of this fraction? 1. You're exactly right. 1. So this model represents 1 and 1/10. I'm going to jump over here. I have 1 0 in my denominator. I need one place value over here behind the denominator, and that's the tenths. How many tenths do we have? Anthony, 1. So 1.1 or 1 and 1/10, 1 and 1/10 are equivalents. Okay, now what we have to do is take our pencil, and I don't think anybody has these in the middle figured out. If you do, I want you to follow along with me. I promise if you follow along, this will make more sense. We're going to always start by acknowledging how many equal pieces are in the whole. Either there's 10, there's 100, or 1,000. Those are the three answers I'm looking for. So Isla, how many equal pieces are in this model? 1,000. That is always going to be your denominator in your fraction. Everybody write your denominator right now. Because your denominator has 3 zeros, you need 3 places behind the decimal. You need tutor, hates, thunder, tenths, hundredths, thousandths. Okay, these are our tenths, these are our hundredths, and these are our thousandths. So I'm going to associate that with looking for tenths, looking for hundredths, looking for thousandths. Here we go. How many tenths are shaded in this model? Natalie? 1. Put a 1 in the tenths place. I'm going to look at my units. How many units are shaded in this model? Jackson? 2. Put a 2 in the hundredths place. How many thousandths are shaded in this model? And I'm going to zoom in so you can see them. How many thousandths do you see there? Emily? 3. A 3 goes in the thousandths place. 123 thousandths. I slide that right on top of my fraction, and now I have both answers. Was that easy? If that didn't register for you the first time, we're going to do another. We're going to slide right down. We're going to do this next one. How many equal pieces are in the whole? Paige, how many equal pieces are in this whole model?
8. Oh, wait. 10,000.
It's either 10, 100, or 1,000.
1,000.
1,000. So write your denominator, 1,000. The places behind the decimal then need to be tenths, hundredths, thousandths. So we write tutor, hates, thunder. I'm going to go back and I'm going to think about my rods. How many tenths are in this model? When you count them and you have an answer, raise your hand. Abby, you want to try it? Yeah. 8. 8 goes in the 10th place. How many units are in this model? Francisco. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 goes in the hundredths place. How many thousandths are in this model? Graham. 5. 845 thousandths is how many are in this model. We're going to slide that number right on top of as our numerator. We're done. Was that easier? Okay, we get to do one more. Here we go. One more. So remember, this is flipped. So how many equal pieces are in this model, Colton? How many equal pieces are in this model?
Like out of the shading?
How many equal pieces? The 3 answers I'm looking for are tenths, hundredths, or thousandths. There are none. Noah, how many equal pieces are in this? There are 1,000 equal pieces. My denominator is 1,000. That means I have tenths, hundredths, and thousandths behind the decimal. Tudor hates thunder. How many tenths are in this model? Sophia, how many tenths are in this model? 0. 0 goes in the tenths place. Shh. How many hundredths are in this model? Emily. Are there 8 of these?
No. Oh, I mean 4.
4. And Presley, how many thousandths? 8. Slide that number on top of your thousandths and you get 48 thousandths. Good? Okay, does everybody see how to relate those? Okay, here we go. Put your office up.
Wait, we never did the clock.
Not today. Keep your notes out. Keep your notes out. Put your name on your paper, put your office up. Put your office up, put your name on your paper. Okay. I would highly encourage you to look. I'm going to put some numbers over here so it makes it easier for us to talk about and communicate. Let's call this number 1. Problem number 1. Let's call this problem number 2. Let's call this problem number 3. Let's call this problem number 4 and problem number 5. I want everybody to start with me on number 4. Does everybody see number 4?
Yes.
Okay. Now you are certainly welcome to use a highlighter or a pencil, I don't care, but you need to do it with me. We have the decimal, but now we have to shade the model and write the fraction. I'll do this one with you. Well, at least I'll do the shading. Then you can write the fraction. What does this number 1 mean? What place is the number 1 in? Isla. The ones. I'm going to write the ones. What place is that second 1 in? Cameron. The tenths. I don't know who's making those extra noises, but they're not really appreciated or needed. What about the number 2? Graham, what place is it in? The hundredths. And what about the number 5? What place is it in? Noah? Thousandths. We're going to break this down just like we did here, and if I have one hole that needs to be shaded, I'm going to take my highlighter or my pencil and I'm going to just shade in the whole thing. Okay? Now, if you'll just break it down by place value and associate it with these things, it will make it so easy. Go to the tenths. How many tenths do I need to shade? Yeah. Look at the tenths. How many do I need to shade? 1. Take your highlighter. 1/10. Done. Finley, are you following along? Okay, look at your hundredths. That would be these. How many of these do we need to shade in? 2. 2. Look at your thousandths. That would be these. How many thousandths do we need to shade in, Anthony? 5. Okay. All right, now that I have that, you should be able to go back and write your fraction. Write your fraction that represents this. If you need to go back to your notes, you can. One last thing that I want you to do before you turn your paper in is look at number 1. Number 1, the shading on the copy machine did not shade very carefully. So I want you to shade this in. So there's your 1 hole. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right. So since I gave you the shading, you go back and write the decimal, then the fraction. Number 2, they gave you the fraction. You shade and write the decimal. Number 3, they gave you the decimal. You shade and write the fraction. Does everybody understand what to do? Okay, do that now.